Welcome everybody, my name is Vincent and I'm from Life Coach to Rapid Results. Today I'm going to cover relationships. It's a very important subject, especially at the moment. There's a lot of stress going on. There's a lot of other stresses within a relationship with this lockdown that's been going on. There's a lot of people struggling out there. So I'm going to cover this subject and hopefully get people to be in a lot more ease and hopefully dilute any pain they might be going through or might be feeling. So relationships, let's have a look into this, right? So I'm gonna give you two examples and I'm gonna help you see which is the best example for you. So the first example would be, you're in a good relationship with someone, everything is going really well, and all of a sudden one day that person turns around and says, oh, that's it. That's the end of the relationship, I want to finish it, and off they go. So because there is no build up of pain or whatever, and because it didn't appear to be anything wrong, when that person leaves, the other person is going to be left in a lot of pain. It's going to really going to hurt, because there was nothing that was going wrong before the build up, which causes the pain within a relationship. So because there was no pain in the relationship and nothing was going wrong and that person got up and left, the other person would be left in a lot of pain. So let's have a look at the other example. Another example, you're in a good relationship, the last year or so, the last few months, the relationship gets difficult, the other person causes you a lot of pain, you're in a lot of pain, and then one day, you or that person gets up and says, let's say, I want to call it a day, and end the relationship. But this time, when this relationship is ended, because of the pain that was caused before the breakup, that pain is the gift. Because that pain, which has been caused before the breakup, makes the breakup a lot easier to deal with. Yeah, it breaks down the emotional attachment as well, a lot quicker. More so because someone caused you pain rather than someone who didn't cause you pain before the breakup happened. So the pain in a relationship breakup is the gift, and there's also another massive pain within a relationship, and the fear of getting hurt, the fear of letting someone in and getting hurt in a relationship. So I was I'll give you an example, recently working with someone, and they were saying, I'm not going to let anyone close. I'm too fearful of getting hurt, and I said, why, what will it be like if you get hurt? Well, they say, it destroy me, you really damage me, like. And I was like, so what is getting hurt? And they're like, well, it doesn't feel nice, it's not nice, it just doesn't feel nice. I said, well, let's have a really good deep look at it. Where does that not feeling nice come from? And I had a deep look at it, and I had to point out that when you break up from someone, all you have to deal with is the thoughts and emotions attached to them thoughts. And a lot of people will live their life in fear of letting someone close, which will cause them a lot of pain, more so than the breakup itself. Because they're letting all that pain happen to them because they're not seeing the problem for what it is. And the problem is thoughts and emotions attached to them thoughts. And I turned around to the person, I said, okay then, if I give you really bad thoughts with really bad emotions attached to them, and I give them to you now, would they destroy you? Would they destroy your life? Would you be able to cope? Be honest. And they look at me, and they say, yeah, I would be able to. And it's our imagination is more scarier than the reality. Remember what I'm saying, the imagination is more scarier than the reality. We got to see it for what it is, not what our mind tells us it is. We have something called the believing brain. If I tell myself something or I think something long enough, I'll eventually believe it. I believe it is to be true. And we have a lot of certain beliefs which have been installed in us, which are not true, and these beliefs will control our life and it can cause a lot of pain. For instance, We could even be in a relationship with the right person, but because of the fear of getting hurt, because we're not seeing it for what it is, we don't let anyone close, which destroys that relationship. And not only destroys that relationship, but if we're living in this fear when we're ever in a relationship and we have children, our emotions affect our children. Yeah, kids are very, very sensitive, and you've got to remember this, that any emotional discomfort parents, family members will be in, the youngest will pick up on that. And what that'll do is that will stop a proper emotional connection happening with you and your children. So it's very, very important to remember this, you know, because it can cause, everyone's different, everybody has different levels of sensitivity, but it can cause, it has been documented, and lots of research has been done into this, it has been caused to cause problems in later life for the child. You know, relationship problems, being able to have that emotional connection with people, being able to let people close as well when they see your behavior, you know, and how you are in relationships, you know, because it has a massive knock-on effect. So just be aware of that, you know. So with this stuff with the relationships, remember, it's see it for what it is, yeah? And when you see it for what it is, the fear can go. And I know it still hurts. I know people are saying, well, it still hurts. But the reason it still hurts is because a lot of us lack emotional muscle. And emotional muscle is something we need to build. And building emotional muscle doesn't come easy. You know, it's only through going through emotional pain that when we go through enough emotional pain, we build a strong enough emotional muscle where we get to the point where the little emotional things or other emotions don't hurt us or don't hurt us nowhere near as bad. So it's a process we need to go through in order to build this emotional muscle. And the more emotional muscle we build, the stronger we get. You know, I've recently worked with people who've been in really abusive relationships, but I turned around to them and they said, oh, I was in this abusive relationship for 3 years, like, you know, and I said, when did you realize it was abusive? And I said, well, within the first 6 months. I said, okay, then let's have a look at this. So you're saying now you just wasted 3 years of your time in an abusive relationship, yeah? I said, it's from learning from the abusive relationship, which has made you a stronger person to be able to identify these traits in a partner, which will prevent you from it happening in the future. And maybe if I came up to you and took away that abusive relationship, it leaves you vulnerable and leaves you at a place where it could happen in your future. So if I took away that abusive relationship, it could happen in your future. Or if you want to keep the abusive relationship and learn from it, it can give you a better future with someone else. What would you want? And everybody says, you know, I'd rather keep it, you know, because it's only through identifying that abusive relationship, identified that vulnerability within that person, which made them a stronger person, because they was able to see the parts where they was vulnerable, to get into that type of relationship, which has given them a better future. Yeah. So everything is a lesson and everything is a learning. Yeah. We learn from this stuff. We learn from this stuff, which appears to be really negative, you know, which makes us a stronger person to give us a better future. Yeah. So remember that. I hope you got something from this video. Thank you everyone for joining me. My name is Vincent and I'm from Life Coach to Rapid Results. Take care.